Most night vision gear feels like a clunky relic from the 90s, but this thing actually feels like it belongs in the current decade. When you first pick it up, the weight is surprisingly balanced, and those non-slip touch points make it feel secure even if your hands are a bit damp from the evening dew. It's got this rugged, tactical vibe that doesn't just look cool, it actually feels like it can take a beating out in the woods. What really catches your eye is that 3-inch screen. It's bright, crisp, and honestly, it makes spotting things in the dark feel a lot less like squinting through a straw and more like watching a high-def feed. You're getting 4K video and 40-megapixel photos, which is overkill for just checking the perimeter, but it's great if you're trying to capture some wildlife footage without spooking the animals. The zoom is where it gets interesting. You've got an 8x digital zoom that stays surprisingly clear, and when you kick in the infrared, you can pick out details on a deer or a fence line from hundreds of yards away. It's rated for about 2,000 feet, and while you aren't going to be reading a newspaper at that distance, you'll definitely know exactly what's moving in the shadows. Now, here's the part that actually matters for anyone spending a long night out: the battery. It's packing a 5000 mAh cell, and it's a workhorse. You can run this thing with the IR lights blazing for 12 hours, or push it to 18 if you're just using it for casual observation. That's a massive relief, because there's nothing worse than your gear dying right when things get interesting. Plus, the buttons are backlit, which sounds like a small detail, but when you're fumbling around in total darkness, not having to guess which button is the shutter is a huge win. There's a bit of a learning curve with the menu system, though. It's not quite as intuitive as a smartphone, so you'll want to spend an hour or so getting used to the settings before you head out into the middle of nowhere. Also, while the IP65 rating is solid for rain and dust, it's not something you'd want to drop into a river, so keep that in mind. The integrated light is a nice touch for emergencies, especially that SOS strobe, but it's definitely more of a utility feature than a primary spotlight. If you're looking for something that bridges the gap between professional surveillance gear and a fun piece of camping tech, this hits a really interesting sweet spot. It's reliable, it's built to handle the elements, and it actually delivers on the promise of seeing clearly when the sun goes down. It's a solid piece of kit that's earned its place in the pack.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.